What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Parker's POV, where today we're taking a look at the all-new 2025 Adventure 80RB. This is going to be the smallest truck camper in their whole lineup. It's a 4-season camper that'll fit on just about any full-size truck. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so for those that are new to my channel, I like to start on the exterior and work my way around. But first, I'm going to go ahead and list some specs on the screen for those wanting to know the weights, the tank capacities, dimensions, that sort of thing. And we'll hop right back into this. So here we go. This is the passenger side of the camper. A couple things I wanted to mention right off the bat is these guys have been around for 55 years. They definitely know what they're doing. And if you're looking for a all-season camper, I don't think there's really a better option out there right now as far as the price point goes and what you're getting for your money. Styling-wise, these things look super clean. They look both modern but also traditional at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but I like the graphics they went with. They've kind of stuck to that adventure branding that they're known for. One thing that's unique is they don't put a front cap on these units. In their opinion, it's a way to hide manufacturer mistakes. A lot of times you'll get uneven gaps, and so they kind of hide it with a front cap. Whereas if you laminate everything like this and route it, you're going to get a better seal, and it's just higher quality overall. Now, you do get a one-piece TPO roof with a 12-year warranty. It is a walk-on roof, so it's totally fine to get up there, walk around, do your thing, check your seals, add accessories, that sort of thing. So very, very cool. Now, hopping over to the driver's side here, a couple things going on. So we'll start underneath here and work our way around. So you're going to have these little guides or bumpers on the front here. Those are going to help guide the camper into the truck bed, and they're going to protect these front corners here. Now, the cool thing about this being a 4-season camper is everything is enclosed and heated. Your tanks, your lines, everything. So there's really nothing on the underside of this camper or anything sticking out that could potentially freeze. So the attention to detail is really good. Now, you can kind of see how glossy this finish is. This is a gel-coated fiberglass, which looks really good, but from a durability standpoint, it's going to last a whole lot longer. Now, your windows are not dual pane. I do want to mention that. However, they do still hold in the heat pretty well. They claim that these laminated sidewalls and block foam insulation have an R value of 9, which is pretty good, and it's a 1-inch thick wall. But on this side, we're going to have our water heater access panel here, city water. That's our fresh water fill, and then we've got our shore power, which is our 110. If you want to plug this camper in, you'll be able to run everything off of that 110. Let me grab my keys here real quick, and I'll open up the battery compartment for you guys. You can put 2 batteries in this unit. So right now I've got a kind of a test battery on here that looks like it's most likely dead here, and then you can mount a second in here as well. They were also kind enough to include a battery disconnect switch here as well. Super convenient to cut power to the entire unit here. Underneath, not a ton going on here. You'll have some wire looms there. This is your 7-way cord here that I've just hung up, so it's not laying on the ground here, but that's what's going to be, or that's what you're going to plug into the back of your vehicle to charge your batteries. This unit does feature an outdoor shower as well, so I love that they included that. And then you're going to have a shower inside as well, which we'll cover that here in a little bit. Now, coming around to the rear, really good looking graphics again on this thing, but I like the power awning off the back here. I'll throw a short clip in of me extending that and just how far it goes out, but really nice. And then you've got a ladder, because again, this is a walk-on roof. Now, I'm 6'1". Getting in and out of this door is actually pretty dang easy because of how tall it is. I don't feel like I'm going to bang my head every time I'm getting in and out of this thing like you sometimes feel on the smaller truck campers, the pop-ups, that sort of thing. Now, one thing I did want to kind of mention while we're over here is this does have power jacks. So these are happy jacks, super easy operation. You basically have a wireless remote, you press the button, very hands off, it just goes up and down. Now it's not the fastest thing in the world, but I'd much rather it take longer than have to manually do it. Now, if these were to ever get stuck, or I shouldn't say stuck, but let's say you lose power and you can't get these to move, there is a drill bit included that you would shove in that hole there with a cordless drill, and you could manually jack this thing up or lower it down. So pretty cool. Now on the back here, you do get a compartment to store your sewer hose. Speaking of sewer, here's your sewer connections down here. So you'll have your liquid waste and your body waste. Dump valves here. Now notice they're all enclosed. So again, this is a 4-season camper, so everything's going to be heated and enclosed. Coming over here, we'll have our 4-season badging, of course. 3-year structural warranty on this camper. And then for those that want to read this, go ahead and pause the video. But this unit has a wet weight of 1787. So again, this is kind of designed more for a 3/4 ton or larger. It'll fit on anything from a 6-foot bed all the way up to an 8-foot bed. Pretty cool. Now you do get some exterior lighting here on the back, and then you'll have some red marker lights as well. Now as we head around to the side here, some of it's the same stuff, right? We have our laminated sidewalls. You do have outdoor speakers on both sides there. You're gonna have your exhaust for the furnace. And then check this out, guys. A 20-pound or 5-gallon propane tank is standard on this model. So that's gonna run your fridge, your furnace, your stove, that sort of thing. And then these are just gonna be your access panels to that 3-way fridge, which I'll show you more of when we head inside. Now, one thing I do wanna mention, this is the type of camper where you are gonna need to install tie downs in order to mount this on your truck. So that could be internal tie downs that are in the bed of your truck, or you could get the external tie downs with turnbuckles and install it that way. Now, they were kind enough to label where the center of gravity is. So essentially what that little red arrow is indicating is you want that either on top of your axle or in front of your axle. That way all the weight is distributed evenly. If it sits too far behind the axle, it is unsafe. Another cool feature, this is a small thing, but I like it. You've got a rain gutter that runs almost the entire length of this camper. That way you don't get those water streaks on your fiberglass over time. But that pretty much sums it up for the outside. Let's go ahead and head inside. Okay guys, so something I like about the ADRB is, go figure, it's the rear bath. So this is a wet bath design. Really, really nice finishes in this camper. All the doors, the cabinetry, all that stuff is built in-house at Adventure, and it's all laminated. So you're not going to find a ton of screw holes, staples, anything like that in this camper. So very, very high-end materials here. But I like the wet bath because I'm 6'1", 260 pounds. So I'm a big guy, and I can fit in this camper, or I should say, I can fit in this bathroom pretty well. I mean, I'm standing up. I've got maybe, now my head's about touching the ceiling here. So if you're 6'1", you can stand up pretty comfortably in the shower space here. And then when it comes to the toilet, it's a nice porcelain toilet. I've got plenty of room in here. Got room to move my arms. I don't feel super claustrophobic like you would in like an airplane bathroom. So really, really like the bathroom here. And then you've got this curtain that you just pull around just like that. And that's how you keep all the water contained in the bathroom. So very, very cool. All right, guys, so one of the other things I love about the ADRB is this couch here with this adjustable table. So this can slide in and out here. And then you can remove it to reveal a pretty good sized bed. So let me demonstrate that for you real quick. So essentially all you got to do is twist this pull a little bit. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. We're going to just store this on the bed just temporarily. And then these little arm cushions, these are removable, so you'll go ahead and just remove those as well. And then super easy, grab your backrest here, just pivot it this way, and now you've got a really good sized bed that you could sleep 1 or 2 kids on it, and then maybe even an adult here if you needed to. But then you still have enough room to shimmy your way through in and out of the camper. So very, very cool design. Okay guys, so now we're inside the camper here. Here's a better look at that couch here with those nice plush cushions, your adjustable table here. And then just above that, we're going to have some overhead storage. Again, the cabinetry in here is so nice. You can tell that they really took their time with everything in here. You got your indoor speakers on either side there with your radio unit in the middle, and then you've got some USB-A ports as well for charging. Now, all your windows are going to have these, I wouldn't call them blackout shades, but these nice shades that do cut out quite a bit of that harsh sunlight. And this camper has a very warm and welcoming feel to it. Now, one thing I did want to mention is your bathroom door here does have a locking mechanism so that it's not going to open on you while you're traveling. So very, very cool. And then you do get a screen door on the back as well. Smoke detector on the ceiling above that rear door there. Now let me kind of pan this way. And here's a look at the kitchen, guys. So you'll have a microwave here. Of course, you need to be plugged in to use that. Same thing goes for your Dinette roof-mounted air conditioner here, which does have a heat pump built into it. So if you wanted to run that instead of the furnace, you could, so long as you're plugged in. All right. Little 2-burner stove here in the kitchen. And then all your drawers, same thing as the cabinets. Very, very high quality, soft gliding drawers here. Here's some of your paperwork you're going to get included with the camper. So you'll have one big drawer there, a couple smaller ones here, but they are fairly long, which is nice. Countertop feels pretty good. It is not a solid surface countertop, but it is seamless. Like it's a wrapped countertop, but there's no seams anywhere in it. Really deep stainless steel sink here with stainless hardware. Love to see that. And if you're really good at negotiating, we might even throw in this plant. I don't know. I'd have to get approval on that one. MSRP on this unit, $37,453. And we're asking somewhere in the low 30s for this guy here, brand new. Here's your control panel. So this is where you've got your water heater, water pump, some of your lighting controls, and then there's your solar controller. Because as you saw earlier, this unit does have solar on the roof, which is an option. Nice big cabinet in here. Alrighty. Oh, there's our price right there. So I don't think that's up to date, but at one point we were asking $37,453. I think the price has gone down a little bit since then. Just keep that in mind. So you have this nice area to step up on to get into the bed. Now this is a true queen size bed. So it's not an RV queen, it is a true queen size bed. The mattress in here is actually fairly comfortable. It is not the thickest mattress in the world though, so you might want to add a topper to it if you like a really plush mattress. You are going to have a curtain that can pull all the way across to give you a little bit more privacy. And then you will also have a little hanging storage closet on the side. Now it is hard to film, but I'm going to try to show this as best I can. You'll have two big windows on both sides of the camper here, one of which is your emergency exit, which is going to be this one on this side here. Nice little nightstands. You got some drawers there as well. And then you are going to have some USB ports up there as well to charge your devices. I like that they included that mesh up front, so that's got a bunch of pockets in it to store stuff at night. And I really like where they placed the 12-volt fan in here. So if you didn't have power to run the AC, you could at least run that fan off the battery, crank a couple windows open, and that's going to pull a really good cross breeze through this camper. Now, we talked a little bit about it outside, but this is your 3-way refrigerator. So we'll open that up real quick. So decent sized little fridge here. You do have a small freezer compartment in here as well, but this will run on 12-volt gas or 110. Thermostat located on the wall right next to it. Furnace located below it. We've got our converter box down low with our relay switches, and then our CO2 detector by the floor there. And then underneath the sink, we'll have access to some of our plumbing, a little bit of storage under there. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is the 80RB in a nutshell. I know I didn't cover everything, but I hope this video helps those that are in the market for a smaller truck camper that still want all the amenities like a bathroom, extra place to sleep. This is a very, very cool camper for the price. If you're interested in this camper, feel free to reach out to me. I do work here at Uncharted Recreation in Meridian, Idaho. I do have this one available, and I believe I have another one available in addition to this one. So if you're interested, tell them Parker sent you. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.